Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm here with another board game review, and today I'll be telling you that why you should play King of New York. This is a sequel to King of Tokyo, which is a more famous game. King of Tokyo is still considered as uh, a more successful game just because of its more simplicity. But if you're looking for the same kind of simplicity but with a little bit more gamer mechanics added, then look no further because Game of New York presents just that. The monsters have come to take over New York, and they will be fighting each other until only one of them remains. So it's a King of the Hill game in which monsters are fighting each other, and these monsters are represented by these giant cardboard thingies. Now, in King of Tokyo, the game board had no real meaning. There was just one place inside Tokyo and outside Tokyo, and that would just represent. And so again, it doesn't really do anything. But in King of New York, now there are different districts, and each district is going to have different kind of buildings, and you can, other than hitting each other, you can also destroy these buildings, and destroying the buildings are going to give you different kind of abilities. For example, it might give you fame, it might give you energy, it might give you healing abilities if you destroy a hospital. Of course, medicine are better, whatever dosage of medicine goes into you by destroying a hospital. But once you destroy them, also it's going to attract army men, and they are going to come and fight you. So slowly they will come in jeeps, but they might come later on in tanks and even fighter jets. So it's slightly had more layers of things above King of Tokyo. Now, those who don't know how King of Tokyo or King of New York works, the game concept is very simple. On your turn, what you are going to do is you are going to roll a bunch of these chunky customized dice with different symbols on them. You can roll them 3 times. So for example, let me make some space here. So you're going to roll them, and based upon what the results come, you might decide to keep few of them and then re-roll any number of them, and that's how you decide that which 3 you're going to keep and which others you're going to remain. How you're deciding that is based upon what you're going to do. Once you have rolled it 3 times, or even you can stop before that, whatever comes on the dice, those are the actions that you are going to do. So it's a Yahtzee mechanism: roll, re-roll, re-roll, and then carry out the result. Those actions can be punching the monster who is currently king of Manhattan. So Manhattan is this green area, and every monster just wants to go and live in Manhattan. So the Bronx area, the Queens area, and the Brooklyn area, and the Staten Islands, they're not really interested in living there. They're more of a Manhattan kind of monsters. So that's the area of New York that they are more interested in, and they want to go there because whoever lives there is the most famous monster of them all. It gets most media coverage, it gets most anything. He is the most famous one, and that's what the monsters want to be, whatever is the monster incentives for that. But anyway, that's the theme. So these monsters who are not in the Manhattan area, the green area, they never fight with each other. They only fight with the person who is in Manhattan, and there can be only, based on number of players, they can only be one giant in the Manhattan area at a time. So once he's in Manhattan, this player is going to keep getting fame as long as he gets to stay here. So each player is going to have their own dashboard, which is going to track their fame, as well as these are with the wheels with a dial for their fame and a dial for their health. Each monster is no different. They start with the same health, 0 fame, and slowly they are going to take punches, and slowly their health will deplete. Now it's up to them. They want to stay there, or after taking a punch, they want to give up their place in Manhattan. Let's say he decided to stay. So he takes his health down. He still thinks he can make it one more round. So at the end of, or at the start of his turn, he takes additional fame for still staying in Manhattan. But when each of the player's turn come, they will roll the dice and they will be punching the character who is sitting in Manhattan to force him out so that they can instead go in its place. Once this character does decide he wants to leave, he can go anywhere, doesn't matter, and the other monster can then decide that he is now going to Manhattan. One character has to be in Manhattan at all the times. The other thing that you can get on your dice is the punching is represented by this claw kind of hand kind of symbol. Then the other kind of thing that you can get is these energy symbols. Whenever or how many energy symbols you roll on the dice, you are going to get these green energy cubes. So immediately these green energy cubes don't do anything, but this is the kind of resource that is going to make the monster stronger. And each monster is going to try, especially when he's outside, he's going to try and collect these cubes for himself so that he can become more and more powerful before he tries to go in Manhattan. What do these energy cubes let you do? These act as currency that you can buy from these power-ups, which are going to make your monster strong. So there is a whole deck of them. You will display some of these in the market, and then accordingly there is a cost written on the top, and that many energy cubes you have to discard to purchase this card. Some of these cards will be one-time use and they will say discard, and some of these cards will give you a passive ability for forever throughout the life of the game. So for example, this ability is going to that I have to pay one less energy if I buy a card while I'm in Manhattan. So but I also get 2 fame when I use this card. So by paying 3 energy, I'm actually getting 2 fame plus a card at a cheaper price. So I can use this card. Some cards may increase the damage that you take. Some cards let you heal damage that you take. Some cards let you convert one type of dice to another dice. Some cards may trigger effects based upon if you roll 2 of a kind. Things like that are there, and those you can get from those power-up cards. So getting power-up cards is part of kind of engine building that you are going to do, other than because the core game is very simple: roll dice, whatever comes, do that. But the cards is what start making these monsters interesting and unique, because now each monster is going to become a slightly different monster other than their picture alone. Then there is going to be the healing symbol. This lets the monster rest and heal, but the monster who is in Manhattan, he is not allowed to heal at all. So he can only take punches, but Manhattan people don't heal. They just take fame. So these are applicable. Maybe you have taken too many punches and you want to come out, heal before you try to go in again. Then some cards just let you get some dice are going to allow you to destroy buildings as well. What happens when you destroy a building? Each building is going to represent the amount of strength it will take to destroy the building. Once you destroy a building, there is going to be an award, and this number is going to represent what kind of danger lies behind. So for example, a jeep is going to come, but now to destroy this jeep you need 2 punches to destroy a jeep. So it became slightly difficult. And whenever you're going to roll a damage dice, which is going to be represented by a skull, these skulls are dangerous, because rolling a skull means you yourself damage yourself. You broke your skull, you broke your bones while destroying something. But not only that, it doesn't give you only the damage based on that, but if you have any army units which are represented by red in the area that you are in, they are also going to give you that much damage. So as the number of buildings in any district get destroyed, more and more army units are going to come. The bigger the value of the building gets dropped, the higher the kind of army units that are going to pop up there. So you have to fight against them as well. Maybe you want to destroy those and get a reward. So for example, by destroying a jeep, you get 1 healing. Maybe you want to punch him rather than the guy in the Manhattan. So it's a compromise that you will have to do. So those are the different kind of symbols that you are going to get. The 2 kind of special cards that are going to be there are linked with the star symbol that is here. These are the 2 special condition cards So if you are able to roll at least 3 star symbols in one turn, then you get a superstar card, and this lets you earn fame. You are a superstar, you have a fan following, and this lets you keep earning fame on your turn. And it's going to, whenever you roll a star in future, now you will keep getting fame even while you are outside of Manhattan. So it's really good card. But if someone else rolls those 3 stars, they get to steal this card away from you. Then there is Statue of Liberty, where you become the savior of New York, and you team up with Statue of Liberty to fight the bad guys or the other monsters. So when you roll 3 of the skull symbols, then you gain 3 fame when you take this card. But also try to keep this card, because as soon as you lose this card, you lose that 3 fame, because no longer the people prefer you as their guardian monster. So these are some fun cards which can keep changing hands. These are not permanent, these are special cards which can add another layer of strategy to the game. Maybe you want to get one of these cards at a specific time before someone can steal it and get you closer to the victory condition. How will you win? Either you reach the required frame value, then one player wins and all other players lose, or everyone else dies and you are the last one standing. So it's a monster battle royale that's happening here. Each monster moving to different areas, destroying the buildings. Every time your turn comes, you have a chance to move and then roll the dice. And that's how the game will continue until you reach one of the conditions. Now, who is this game going to be for? This game is a very simplistic game. Other than some more complex things on the cards, there are few tokens that are specially related to just the abilities on the card. Other than those cards, the basic core mechanism of the game is very simple. Roll some dice, based on that you get to punch others. It's something that kids are going to enjoy, punching each other out with these giant monsters and these colorful monsters that are going to be there. The game does come with a variety of 6 of them, and you can play with 6 characters this game up to. So, and if you have the King of Tokyo or many other expansions, you can mix and match monsters as well. These power-ups can be mix and match as well. So again, a lot of variety can be had with this, but the core game is very simple. Now, if you have, let me be honest, if you have grown to be a more serious gamer, then this game may not be for you, even though it's highly regarded. But maybe it's the nostalgia of people who saw this first, played this first, and have a liking to it, a liking to the simplistic mechanism, this Yahtzee mechanism, and then that's the nostalgia they are liking about this game. But if you have already grown to better games, then just the dice roll and giving someone else a punch and just waiting till you die, maybe that's not going to be enough for you. The charm of buildings and cards do add a layer of strategy to it, but I don't think it fixes the problem that the dice rolling mechanism is very simple, which is both its strength and weakness. Strength in the sense that this dice rolling is what made this game famous. But in my opinion, if you are again a serious gamer, maybe you will outgrow it very quickly. So based upon that, make your opinion. If you have kids, if they are not interested in games but maybe like to have energy and you want something simple for them, then maybe this is the right game for them. But for adults, just avoid this game. That will be my opinion. So that's my review of King of New York. Certainly better than King of Tokyo, but overall it depends on what age group and where you are in your gaming hobby, that whether this game is going to be for you or not. That's it for me. Happy gaming.